Okay guys, I'm gonna try do a little experiment. Experiment. So we have the old LD CNC hubs, and I'm gonna try to show you if we can make this hub sound louder. So first, just a little sound check. It's already loud, but I'm not sure if I can make it more louder. So I'm gonna try and spin it. Okay, and then we are gonna need to remove this, by the way. Just give me a sec to pull out the caps. Normally you need 5mm or 5mm Allen wrench to remove the end caps. You need 2, but I already removed or loosened them a while ago. So I'm just gonna pull this out. There you go. Okay, to make them sound a little louder, of course, you need to have basic knowledge on how to remove the cogs, the wheel, skewers, and then the free hub. Once you remove them, clean them up first. I don't really use this bike outdoors. For now, it's only indoors. I'm using it on Zwift.com. So, I'm gonna try clean it first. This is the old model LD CNC. Well, we're gonna have to remove the rubber retainer. So you could just use your hand or your fingernails. Slowly like this. Grab it on the side. Okay. Make sure you don't break this. I'm gonna clean them up. It's all dirty. Much better if you use tissue paper or towel. I've read some on the internet or some Facebook groups. They normally remove this rubber so that it will sound much better, but I'm not sure if that is a good step or a good idea, but we're gonna try that later on. So I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, once you remove the rubber retainer, you can start removing the poles one by one. And then you need a small flathead screwdriver for you to remove the spring. So carefully, you don't want to lose the spring, so just remove them slowly. And it's out already. And go. So if they have a lot of grease, make sure you clean them first. Or you can totally remove the grease and replace it with oil, thinner oil or dry lube. That will make your hub sound much louder. So here's the spring. This is all stock. So if you wanna make it sound much louder, you just have to spread it wide open. Just need to pull them apart. Okay, looks like this. I think this is C-type or U-type spring. So you need to make it wider, so just pull it apart. There you go. Slowly, you don't want to break it. So obviously this one is way much wider, or the space is now much bigger, right? I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm gonna try remove the other one so we can compare it. Okay, This will definitely take some time to remove them all and complete the task. So this is how it looks like. Normal spring. It's not bent, or should I say modified. The opening is so small. This one is way much bigger now, the one on the right. The camera is not focusing. What the hell is wrong with it? This one is way much bigger now. There you go. This one is smaller. So the smaller the space, then the hub will sound smoother or quieter. Really hard to focus. So what you want to do, just pull them apart again. Make them wider like this, and then you need to do them all on all the springs one by one, and then remove the grease, replace it with oil, and then install them back. So I'm gonna do them all right now. I'll be back. This one will definitely take some time. So far we've done 2 already. Okay, all the springs are out and I cleaned them a little bit, so should look something like this, much wider. Problem on this one is it will be really hard to install them back, so I'm going to try and install them right now. First, the spring, just pinch them and then pick one side or one hole to insert. There you go. Then just push the spring with your fingernails and then get the pawl. So this one, it does have a certain spot or certain position to install them back, so just try and follow this one, or take some pictures before you dismantle your hubs. So here we go. Let's see if I can go ahead and install them back. It's definitely harder to install them back now because the springs are way much stiffer than before. There you go. Okay, one down. And you will feel that if you press the pawl or the springs, they are much harder to press than before. So technically, if you do the opposite and you pinch the springs and you make the gap smaller, of course the hub will sound a little bit smoother or more quieter than before. But we don't want that, right? We all want the loud hubs, loud sounding MTB hubs. But you can also do this on a road bike. I tried this technique on my BTEX or Bitex road bike hub. So let me just install the second one. I'm gonna try show it to you. If you wanna thoroughly clean your free hub, that's good. But it's afternoon now and it's all kind of noisy here, so trying to make it fast. Okay, again the pawl to install it. That I'm doing the tooth or the pawl first, not the cylinder one. So it's much harder to install now because it is kind of stiffer. There you go, done. Okay, so I'm gonna install them all one by one and then I'm gonna do a sound check. So let me just finish this up. Okay, and everything installed right now, all the springs and pawls. Now I made a little research about this rubber retainer, and it's really not a good idea to remove this one while using, or after you install the free hub and you intentionally remove the rubber retainer. It is not a good idea according to some bikers who tried that kind of approach. So I'm gonna install this back. So to install this, you just lay it flat and then press it on all sides. Press them all. Make sure everything is secured, or everything are secured. There you go. So we are gonna, so far everything looks neat. All the pawls and springs installed, and again, you can make your hubs sound much louder by replacing the lube with just oil. You can remove the grease. You can remove it with tissue towels or tissue paper, but for me, I still use grease depending on where we are going. If we're gonna cross rivers, definitely I want grease. But since this bike is for indoor only at the moment, then I can use oil, light oil. Right now there's just no oil, just a little bit of grease. So I'm gonna install this back. And then let's see if there are any changes with the sound. Let me just lock them all up. Okay. Little bit of sound check. Are there any changes? Or no changes at all? Okay, one more. It's really hard to find the right angle because I know what to do. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure if there's really any huge difference, but that's all I know on how to make your hub sound a little bit louder. We can try to remove the rubber retainer, but it's really not a good idea. So you can go ahead, try that technique by opening up your hubs and then try to bend the springs to give them more tension. I'm sorry, not bend is not the right. Try to pull them out so it will have more tension. So that's just all I can share to you at the moment, guys. So far, I think it's much louder this time. More crunchier. Okay. Hey, I forgot to include this one. Was so dumb. Okay. Again, we don't want to remove the rubber retainer on the free hub, but I saw some on YT or Google, some cyclists or bikers, they remove this what you call this. This is like a rubber for it's like a dust seal, so they remove this one for the hub to sound much louder. So I'm gonna try to do that right now. Just gonna use a flathead screwdriver. There you go, so easy. But I don't really recommend removing this one since this is for dust protection. And also problem is you will have a very hard time installing this when you remove that rubber. So I'm gonna show it to you. There, it's really hard to install. You cannot just simply push it. You need a plastic tie like this, or a small piece of rope, and I am gonna try and install it. I hope I can install it back. So you just want to grab all the pawls, the springs, make sure they're all, see, even though I press them hard, turn them clockwise or counterclockwise, it's not pushing in. So we need to push back the springs, all of them. Okay, hope you can see them, but I think you know what I'm trying to do here. So we're gonna make sure all the springs are lying flat, then just grab the rope and then push it. There you go, it's locked. The problem is the plastic tie or rope is inside the hub, so you just need to one by one remove them slowly. There you go, and it's out. Now I'm gonna lock the free hub. Again, this is the dust seal. I don't really recommend doing this technique, but this is an experiment, so I just want to try things out. Ready? Give me just a few seconds. Okay, there you go, I'm done. Sound check. And as you can see, there's like a small gap or opening. I can see the pawl over here. There you go. There. It's not really a good technique or mod or modification, but I think it sounds much louder. I do a sound check. My hand is on, it's blocking the free up, so I'm gonna do it again. Alright, that's just about it. I even saw some video, guy using WD-40 to remove all the lube to make your hub sound louder. You can remove the grease, but replace it with oil. At the moment, this one, it doesn't have oil, but it does have a little bit of grease. As you can see, my hand is all dirty with grease, so this one still has some little bit of lubrication. And we remove the dust seal, and then we open up the springs. Okay, I think it's much louder this time, and it's not even close to the mic. Let me try to put it much closer and closer and closer. Over here. Okay, that's all, guys.